The job market is bad because people liked bragging about how cushy tech careers were. Clueless software engineers brags about how great their job is and how easy it is to make six figures with very little work, telling all their friends, family, and everyone on the internet about how they should switch careers to tech. Job market gets saturated. Clueless software engineers surprised Pikachu face. Yes, I know there were also a bunch of tech influencers on social media spreading that same message. Needless to say, let this be a lesson to never put ego bragging rights over real money. Interest rate hikes decreased demand for software engineers. But if the supply didn't surge as much, it'd still be a workers' market. The job market is probably saturated because the media has constantly said that there's a deficit of engineers for years. Which is probably true. But there is no deficit of junior engineers. Now it's flipped. People are saying don't go into tech. The job market has always been bad for juniors. It's just exponentially worse currently for a variety of reasons. But the spectrum for how the market is for juniors ranges from fucking awful to bad. I know these are just vids. But I hate those YouTubers that post vids titled Day in the Life of a Silicon Valley Software Engineer where they do nothing like shut the fuck you. Sure. Recession has nothing to do with it. Also for last 2 years an incredible hiring binge. It pauses for maybe 6 months and everyone's in end of the world mode. They would do TikTok videos about how they do nothing all day. They would show up at work, immediately start eating candy, look at cartoons on the wall, and nap in pods. Where did you get your economics degree op? I need to have a word with your dean. I think it's a little more complex than that. No, it's bad because rates are at a 20-year high and tech is addicted to the money printer, so when it breaks, this is what happens. These clueless bragging engineers aren't the ones affected by the job market. They got in when it was easy to get hired. It's 2023 grads that are suffering right now. Way to go. I wonder if there's any hope for average-level newbie programmers like myself these days. I got a CS degree just hoping for the chance to pull myself into middle class, but the possibility seems so bleak now. Not giving up, of course, just disheartened that life hasn't picked up yet. It really isn't. The job market is bad because interest rates went up. A bunch of companies decided to do layoffs to reduce costs, juice stock prices, and look like they were doing something about the economic conditions. More people on the market than normal. A bunch of performative hiring freezes, and what do you get? Convincing people to get into software bragging has little to no effect compared to interest rates, corporate herd behavior. The idea that bragging meaningful drives any of the dynamics we're seeing is entirely unserious. To be honest, I think it had to be this way. Tech was cushy and not very difficult to get into. And there's realistically not a way to keep a career like that a secret. You can't just expect people to not talk about it when 1 in every 10 university students is a CS major. Fortunately, it's likely cyclic. And now that juniors are having an abysmal time finding positions, enrollment in CS will fall. And eventually the job market should even out a little. I swear, this sub oftentimes feels like an unhinged bundle of anxiety. Yes, that's clearly the problem, people talking. This sounds like a commuter complaining about traffic. That is not why the job market is bad, RN lol. Loser mentality. The UK job market seems to have hardly changed tbh. I clicked the bell on LinkedIn the other week to see what would happen, and exactly the same as 21. 22 happened. I got spammed by recruiters looking to fill roles that mostly match my experience. I don't want to work in big tech. Maybe I'll look to work in a bank or start contracting for my next role though. I'm personally surprised when people ask me and hesitate to answer what I do. We also understand that if we actually tested these people who claim it's easy, they wouldn't be able to write one line without Stack Overflow. I might be an unpopular opinion here, but I try to stop reading blind tech subreddits, follow tech influencers and etc. You will go insane if you will be worried about every single thing that's happening in the industry. Worry about your own resume. Never stop learning. Don't believe anyone who says oh tech is so easy or oh you will never find a tech job ever again. Just worry about your damn self and work on your skills. Try to make yourself more valuable. This doomsday sunshine and rainbows doomsday circle jerk on this sub gets annoying. Who are you talking to? I've never met a software engineer who told non-tech people to switch careers. Most of them advise against it if you aren't already interested in it, as it's a miserable field for someone who doesn't actually like programming. Not surprised, but does nobody really remember that late 90s 2000s bubble? This shit ain't new. Most of us grey beards watched with amusement as you little shits began worshipping at the altar of FANG, and the entire new generation of fucked companies began once again. This will end well, seeing all the boot camps starting up. That wouldn't explain why it's bad in other countries though. It's next to impossible for me to get any responses here UK. But software doesn't pay any more than any other jobs at entry level. A lot of the jobs I've been seeing recently have the top end of the salary range at 25k or below. OP's view is clearly a Stockholm syndrome. The job market is bad because the companies stop hiring and they rather send jobs to offshore than hire fresh grads or local contractors because of it is cheaper. This has been going on for years. People like bragging. But this is not the reason for bad job market. I had to check that this wasn't our unpopular opinion. I love how people are ready to blame each other, but no one blames the corporations and tech giants that will overhire 30k people and then casually lay them off. Your opinion sucks. Yeah. Developers really need to keep their mouths shut and stop bragging. I also blame coding bootcamps for telling people learn to code and make 100k instantly. No. The market is bad because of high rates. Tech companies are too used to free money and can't plan for a longer time frame than a year. So now we have layoffs and hiring freezes. That's it. It will stop when Fed starts cutting down the rates. I graduated with my computer science degree early 2022 and I currently work for Walmart as a stocker. I have applied and interviewed with so many employers, especially FAANG, only for them to get cold feet at the end and not want to hire me. Do I think the job market is absolutely horrid for juniors? No shit, it is. In my experience, I have been given leet code hards, ghosting, full stack take-home projects, ECT, while friends that got hired between 2019-2021 didn't get none of this. It is definitely an employer's market now.